What is going on, guys? Welcome to Grego's TV Daily Rewinds, where we go back a week, give you the past 7 days of tech news videos in one single video. And this video was a lot of information about the OnePlus Fold. We talk about the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro and some big developments coming along with that. Pixel Fold news, Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Flip 5, and so much more. Enjoy this week, and we'll see you in the next one.
UI 6 beta and when exactly it's going to come out. We've heard it's going to come out kind of early. We've heard it might not. It keeps going back and forth. But it looks like, per the folks at Sam Mobile, that it's actually going to come out on a specific date, of course. And that exclusive date is that the One UI 6 beta for the S23 phones will be coming out the third week of July. So that's literally about a month away that the One UI 6 beta should be coming out for those phones. Now remember, with the way they do their betas, it's usually you have to sign up through Samsung members, you have to activate it, you have to download it, it has to have been pushed out to your specific carrier. There's a lot of caveats. There's a chance you might not do it in time, or it's not going to be available to you, but just be forewarned that it is coming out soon. So hopefully we'll get the actual real life version of this beta. I would guess maybe September, October, before they finally push it out to everybody on the S23 outside of the beta. Next up is about the Google Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. Some new information has been leaked out about the displays, and it's all good information. Especially one of the weaker points that I found about the Pixel phones in general is the display brightness, and it looks like that's been one of the things improved. So this information is coming from Android Authority. You can see by their headline, these are the Google Pixel 8 display specs. Flat display enthusiasts should be excited for the Pixel 8 Pro, but there are even more improvements to come, and we're gonna dive right into all of these different specs for it. So the first one is you're looking at the display sizes, and you're gonna get a 6.7 display on the 8 Pro, and then on the regular 8, you're going to end up getting 6.17. And then you can see what in blue is what it was on the Pixel 7 Pro and 7. You can also see the resolution has dropped a little on the Pixel 8 Pro, but the PPI has also gone down, unfortunately. So you see 490 versus 512, but the brightness, especially on the HDR, up to 1600 nits versus only 1000 nits on that Pixel 7 Pro. Pixel 8 and 7, you can see that the resolution is the same. The display is a little bit smaller. The nits are up a lot, 1400 versus 1000 nits of brightness. And the PPI is up slightly, 427 to 417. And then also here you can see that the Pixel 7 was flat, Pixel 7 Pro was curved, but now the 8 and 8 Pro are now flat. And I'll be honest, I love a great flat display. It's one of the things I like the most about phones, especially candy bar phones. So it's gonna be nice to have that on there. And then also, all phones on the 8 series, the 8 and the 8 Pro, now 120 hertz. Before, they were only 90 and 120. It was 90 on the 7 and then 120 on the Pro. So that's nice to see that upgrade as well. Can't wait to get this Pixel 8 Pro in my hands to get you guys some videos on it. Very excited about that phone today. The first one is about that June update. It's been rolling out and it looks like it's being postponed due to some bugs and some issues going on with it. So here in America, it's definitely going to be postponed. How far? Could be days, weeks. If I had to guess, it's probably only gonna be like 5 to 7 days more for the postponement. So if you don't have it yet, there's a really high probability you won't get it for a bit now, again, because of the postponement due to some bugs for people that already have it. So be patient with it and you will soon have that over 2 gigabyte update. Next up is about the Google Pixel Fold. Now, I want to let you know Google Pixel Fold, as you know, is only available on the Google Store. Well, that has changed now. You can literally pre-order it from any place you want now. You can order it from, I believe, the only store I didn't check was T-Mobile, but they have to be available, right? T-Mobile, definitely AT&T, definitely Verizon as well. And also Amazon. I went to Amazon's page, so they're like, seems like they're still getting it up, but it is there. I'll link them all down below if you want to pick it up from any of them. And AT&T has a really good deal with no trade-in at all. You can get it for as little as $25 a month, or if you want the 512, you can get it for $30 a month. And then Verizon also has it. You can trade in and get it for half off, basically, with a trade-in. And the release dates, though, are going to be in July, like mid-July, basically, for the carriers. Mine, personally, since I got it from the Google Store, still says it's going to be released basically the day it's released or a few days afterwards, as of right now, but that could change as time goes on. So if you want to pick it up, you can get some really nice offers with the carriers. So keep your eyes peeled. Again, I'll link those down below. Next up is about the OnePlus V Fold. Remember, this is the folding phone from OnePlus that's coming out that's going to be looking freaking awesome. I'm really looking forward to this one. It has a huge outside display, has a huge inside display as well, up to over 8 inches, a little over 8 inches, which is, if you compare that to something like this phone, which has 7.6 inches, it's a huge difference. It's really massive. It's also supposed to have 3 speakers as well. So it's gonna have, and mostly these phones only have 2 speakers, so it's gonna have 3 speakers, which is gonna give it really, really good sound. It's gonna have supposedly good cameras on there. So if you want much better photos, maybe better than the Galaxy Z Fold 4, you should be getting that. It has the fingerprint sensor on the side, and it's got an all aluminum body. It's really nice looking. It doesn't look that big in terms of its, how fat it is or anything. It's got the Hasselblad cameras. I'm liking the look of it so far, and I'm very, very interested in this phone because it has that outside display that looks like a normal phone in its height and its width. It just looks like a normal phone. It doesn't look anything too crazy. So this is a definite eye catcher. And then usually OnePlus has their prices really, really competitive, and that's the other part of it. So there's a lot to take away with this one. Release date should be somewhere between August and October. I know it's a kind of a big range, but that's when the release date should be. So our first story of the day has to do with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and some specs that we knew and some that we didn't, and prepared to be somewhat disappointed, because if there's another reason not to upgrade to the Z Fold 5, this would probably be why. So here we go with the information that's been leaked out by Ahmed. Ahmed is saying that the Galaxy Z Fold 5 will feature a 7.6 inch AMOLED 120 hertz display, 1200 nits of brightness, guys. That is, if I'm not mistaken, the same brightness the Z Fold 4 had. So if you didn't like the brightness of the Z Fold 4, Z Fold 5 has the same exact brightness on that display. It's 10 grams lighter, 253 grams. We have heard that. Flex Inch 24 better than the Z Fold 4 at 29%. I don't even know what he means by that. I guess he's talking about when you flex it, like, bend it in half, open it in half. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 will bring 19% better CPU performance, 25% better GPU performance, and 30% NPU performance increases. 6.2 inch outside HD plus display, 120 hertz. 50, 12, and 10 megapixels, same cameras, basically 10 and 4. Under display, 4400 milliamp battery, 25 watt charging. And when you look at it just like that, you're kind of like, especially if you already have a Z Fold 4, you're like, why the heck am I upgrading? Tell me why. There's not a lot of meat in that bone if you already have a folding phone. Now, if you don't have a folding phone and you want to get a folding phone from Samsung, get this one. But there's going to be plenty of competition out there that meets, beats, and exceeds Samsung in that regard. But you gotta remember, Samsung makes really good software for the folding phones, so they might be a leg up on some of their competitors. So keep our eye, and we will compare these folding phones as they come out, especially the ones in America, the OnePlus Fold, the Pixel Fold, and the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Speaking of the Galaxy Z Fold 5, what about the Galaxy Z Fold 6? What kind of changes could we be seeing? Well, one of these changes is definitely welcome in my eyes and could be a reason to advise people to hold off on the 5 and get the Z Fold 6, even though it'll be a year away from now. So here's the information. Obviously, this is early rumored stuff, so it might not come true, but the disappointing aspect of the Fold 6 is that Fold 6 is that it uses the same image sensor as the Fold 5. So it looks like the Fold 5 and Fold 6 will use basically the same cameras again for the millionth time. The major update of the Fold 6 is the change in the aspect ratio of the external display, meaning it's going to most likely be thicker, which is going to be a great big asset for a lot of people to want to get that phone. I hate the outside display of the Z Fold 5 or 5 too. It's just too thin and tall. It's not a very attractive, fun way to use the phone at all. And then to add on to that, not to harp on anyone's excitement for the Fold 6, but generally what Samsung's been doing has been keeping the design of their phones for the same for, multiple years, 3 years or so, 4 years. So when that Fold 6 comes out, it might have a bigger outside display, but the inside display, if it hasn't changed, is probably going to be the same exact thing for another 3 years. They keep their cameras again for like a few years as well before they upgrade them. So don't expect anything too crazy over the next 5 years in terms of changes for this phone. Starting with the Fold 6, the Fold 6 will be will be a rule of what to expect for the next 2 to 3 years after that as well. First story of the day has to do with a feature coming to the Galaxy Z Flip 5. Some information about the software on that outside big display is starting to roll out, and this is kind of exciting because you're gonna do a lot more with this. And what are they actually going to be allowing you to do with that outside display on the new Z Flip 5? Well, at least from Chun is saying that the Galaxy Z Flip 5 will have Google Maps on that Flip 5's outer screen. And it's real, baby. So I'm assuming you can not only just see the map, but you'll probably be able to interact with it as well. So you can keep your phone closed and see your Google Map as you're using it, have it be for walking or driving or whatever instance that you're using it. So that actually would probably do two things. It would probably use a little bit less battery life because that display is smaller with less resolution, meaning it wouldn't need to push as much power as it would with the open display. But then also it negates you having to always have to open up your phone to do things such as look at directions or get to that. So I love this idea. Obviously there's gonna be other things that's going to be able to do and be more interactive than it ever has been in the past. I'm very excited about this. Out of the two phones, the Flip 5 and the Fold 5, the Flip 5 is definitely, without a doubt, the more exciting upgrade over the two phones. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on this as more information does come out about the Z Flip 5's outer display. I will let you guys know. Last story of the day, I wanted to talk about the Pixel Fold because of the fact that these delivery dates keep changing and changing and changing. Now we're at the point of no return where this phone is about to be released next week. The official release date is June 27th. I did not pay for expedited shipping. I know some of you guys did, and some of you got orders in the very moment the show ended, the very day of the show. You got different colors, different sizes, same as me, and these things just keep flip-flopping, flip-flopping, flip-flopping. So let's jump into it. So here's the release dates for mine, again, for the millionth time, but they change every so often. For my wife, she's getting the 256 in porcelain. Hers is going to arrive June 28th to June 29th. So it looks like it's definitely going to be later than the actual release date. It's going to be about a day or two later so far as to what it's saying. As for my Pixel Fold, the 512 in black, it looks like it's going to arrive sometime between July 28th and July 5th. So June 28th to July 5th, I should say. So both delivery dates, again, looking like they're going to arrive a little bit later than the release date. I'm hoping that with mine, I'm hoping that they get that thing out there, at least at the very least June 28th. But I want it the day of. I really hope they do that. It just boggles my mind still to this point that they still don't know exactly when it's going to arrive, and we're a week away. And I didn't just order this. I ordered this, like I said, in the beginning, the very day that you could pre-order. So it doesn't make sense to me at all. And then you've got the carriers releasing on a very similar day or shortly thereafter. So I don't know if they're prioritizing the carriers over their own home store. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why they can't have this figured out. This seems a little bit crazy, like that they don't have this figured out. Let me know. So our first question comes from Ken. Do you think the Fold 5 will be worth it for those that own the Fold 4? Samsung seems to have dropped the ball again and only upgraded minor things. You've answered your question right there. It's a very minor upgrade. I cannot give, if you're on a Fold 4 and you're thinking about going to a Fold 5, even with a great trade-in, say you get $1,000 for this, you're still gonna have to pay anywhere between $600 to $900. And I don't think there's anything that's worth $600 or $900. So I would say no, do not upgrade. But if you like to spend money, you don't care, and you just want the newest, the major upgrades are going to be better battery life, better performance. The phone closes, completely, which I don't think is a big deal at all. Slightly enhanced cameras. There's not going to be a lot that's going to be crazy about this phone. So I personally would say don't upgrade. I don't think there's enough meat on the bone. Cat Lover Player says, what is the best camera and video quality on the S23 Ultra for taking pictures and videos of marine life in an aquarium exhibit? So for video, definitely do 4K. You could do 8K, but I think that's a little overkill. I would say do 4K at either 30 frames or 60 frames for sure. I think you'll get, if it's well lit, do 4K 60. If it's not, it's more of a dark atmosphere, do 4K 30. And then with photo, honestly, I just keep it at auto. I just let it do its thing. I don't even put it on, 108 megapixel lens. You could if you want, but I think that's overkill for something that you're gonna take a photo of close up. So yeah, that's what I would just keep it at auto, and then 4K 30 or 4K 60 on the video. If you want to get real technical, you could go into the manual mode and try your way with that and controlling the lighting and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I would do. All right, now our main question. It's from Naleja or something like that. Thinking about getting a folding phone for the first time. Any recommendations between the Galaxy Z Fold 5, the OnePlus Fold, you don't even say, or the Pixel Fold, I should say. I used Samsung for over a decade since the fall of HTC. Not sure to try out Google Pixel Fold or OnePlus upcoming foldable phone over Samsung. Thank you in advance. So out of the three phones, the safest bet, because we kind of know what we're gonna get, is the Galaxy Z Fold 5. So if you wanna go into this, safest bet, you don't wanna have to worry about a thing for the most part, get the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Your worries on that though are the really skinny outside display, which I find it pretty unusable to an extent. The cameras aren't blow me away, but they're not that bad either. You're gonna get a new processor in there. It's gonna give you better battery life and basically some of the best performance out of any of these three phones. The price is potentially supposed to be reduced slightly on that phone. So I think that's the safest bet. But they also haven't upgraded in years. The OnePlus Fold is physically, from what we know so far, the best of everything. It's got a nice large outside display, and it looks normal. It's got the biggest inside display at 8 inches, and the outside display actually as well, which is really attractive. It's gonna have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. It might even have the 8 Gen 2 Plus, I've heard, which would be the best out of all of these phones. It should have the fastest charging. It might not have water resistance and dust resistance like the Galaxy Z Fold 5 will. The cameras, we don't know, but they're supposed to be fairly good cameras on the back. OnePlus doesn't always blow away the competition. Usually they're middle of the pack with camera photo quality, but maybe they'll match up with the Z Fold 5 and be a little bit better, I don't know. So physically, personally, I would choose the OnePlus Fold. Pixel Fold is a little mixture of both. It has a fairly big outside, but short and fat outside display. It has a wide inside display, but kind of short. It has about the same charging speeds as the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Camera experience could potentially be the best of all the folding phones with the Pixel Fold phone. The performance is going to be the least out of all of these three phones because it's going to have the Tensor G2, but the Tensor G2 still performs very well. But as we've seen in the past, it's had some issues potentially with overheating in hot environments, especially when it's hot outside, is what I mean. It doesn't have the best gaming performance, but it can still game pretty well. And display-wise, it's supposed to have the brightest displays out of all these ones, which is great, and the newest displays that Samsung has to offer. So like each one offers something that you might want to get, and I'll roll through that again. Galaxy Z Fold 5, safest bet, you know what you're going to get, and it's going to be better than the Z Fold 4 a little bit. So if you like the Z Fold 4 or are attracted to that, think of that, but enhanced a little bit. The OnePlus Fold has the statistically the most impressive out of all these phones, have it be with the charging speeds, the biggest displays, tied for the best performance. There you go with that. And then the Pixel Fold is like, it's got this different software experience. It's got this great cameras. It's got the Pixel years of updates and newest updates to come. So if it was up to me, I was, for someone that doesn't like to bet, go Z Fold 5. For anything else, it's tough for me to say go with OnePlus Fold or Pixel Fold because I haven't tried those ones yet. So I would wait till both of those come out, all three of them come out, and then I would decide from there. I wouldn't jump until the last one comes out and then decide from there. I will do a comparison against all three though, for sure. So someone in the UK actually received their Google Pixel Fold. They have it in hand, it was delivered, and they have some first impressions, and I wanted to go through what they wrote on Reddit. If you want to see that Reddit post, it's linked in the description down below. Without further ado, let's check this out. So here we go, guys. Here's exactly what he wrote, and the first paragraph says, just a few things after playing with it for a few minutes. Phone does open pretty flat, nothing to worry about there. Crease is noticeable, on par with the Galaxy Fold, no better or worse. Bezels do not bother me at all. Total afterthought once the phone is in use. Surprisingly thin, but with a decent weight to it. Not concerned about durability. Performance also seems good. Had a few doubts about Tensor G2, but multitasking 2 windows doesn't have any noticeable performance hit. If there's anything you'd like me to know, please let me know. And he shows off some pictures when we'll get into some other things he says about this, but you can see copying apps and data. You can see how thin it looks, and the edges look really, really good. You see the fingerprint sensor. You see the back of the phone with the camera cut out and how thick that is, and then you see the bottom of the phone with one of the speakers, the place you would put the SIM card, the USB-C charging. And then he starts to answer some questions, such as shutter speed is definitely quicker on the Pixel than the Galaxy Z Fold 4, much quicker. What he means by that is taking a photo and having it be able to take another photo directly after, and so on and so forth. It doesn't have any delay really on the Pixel Fold, so that's always great to hear. Just from holding the Pixel and Galaxy in each hand, the Pixel feels a tad lighter, which is weird because I think it's actually a little bit more heavy. The thinness is definitely noticeable. However, when compared to Samsung, large in part to the Pixel folding completely flush when closed. Next up, he says that immediate thoughts, front screen is a revelation. Been using Galaxy Fold since the OG version. The tall candy bar screen always irked me. Pixel is much more usable. I love seeing that because that was one of the things I was excited about. The front screen alone is worth the switch in my opinion. Feels so much more natural with the Pixel's form factor. Makes the whole phone tablet hybrid actually feel worthwhile without sacrificing the front screen. He goes on to say, or actually someone asked him, does the inner screen have a screen protector pre-applied? If not, does it feel like there's room for one when folded? He said, yes, there's one pre-applied. It does go right up to the raised lip of the bezel, so it does come with a screen protector. Is the outer screen a plastic protector? I purchased glass Spigen protectors for it, but I will send them back if they're not needed. Yes, it's definitely a plastic screen protector on the outside screen. And then lastly, here's just a picture of the box and what that overall looks like. So I like seeing this kind of post. Obviously, he's only had it for a little bit over a day now, but it's still, he didn't write anything that made me turned off. So it's seemingly all good stuff thus far for that Pixel Fold. So it's about the Google Pixel Fold orders. Those Google Pixel Fold orders continually get insanely stupid. I don't use that word a lot. They're stupid because not only are we literally 2 days away from delivery, but now people are getting messages of delayed, but that doesn't mean it's delayed. I'll delve deeper into that. Let's just dive into it, I guess. Let's go. So I have both of my orders say delayed, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're delayed. The reason I say that is because my buddy, who's also a YouTuber, Shane Craig, head over to his channel on YouTube. And he says my Pixel Fold order is no longer able to be canceled and my card has been charged. We are in the shipping phase. I don't have anything in my FedEx tracking just yet though. And when you look at it, it says delayed. And when you look at my orders, mine also say delayed, both of them. 256 and 512. To add on to the further confusion and annoyance of everything, I ordered my wife's phone under her card, and hers, I got information that the card wouldn't go through for whatever reason. I checked the card, everything's good about it. She obviously has, available credit, so it's nothing like that. We called the credit card company. They said nothing's been pre-authorized, nothing's been charged, nothing's been denied, nothing. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Google with their processing side of things. This is a total mess, and it's ugly as all hell. And if you order now, you're gonna be ordering into August or September before that phone actually ships. It's insane. And I don't understand why, if it's just about to ship, it says delayed right now. Makes zero sense to me. Their official delivery ship date is supposed to be the 27th of June, which is Tuesday, which is 2 days from the time of me making this video. So I assume, even though it says delayed, don't be so concerned with it. It still might ship. I also checked my FedEx advanced tracking. I don't see anything for myself either. You can go in and as well create a FedEx account and see if you see any things that are saying packages are coming from FedEx, from Google. Again, you would go to FedEx.com, create an account if you don't already have one, click on tracking, and then advanced shipment tracking. But this is a total mess. I can't believe they don't have their inventory levels like clear and cut. And even when I was dealing with my issue with the credit card for my wife's side, her phone, I got multiple different answers, which isn't uncommon for customer service type companies, have it be Samsung or now Google. You tend to get different answers from different people. One person said, because I tried to change the credit card over to one of mine and it wouldn't let me, and then they said it's going to cancel the whole order, and then I asked someone after that call and they said no, it hasn't been canceled, they're going to still try the original card. I'm like, oh my God, driving me crazy. Let me know if you're going through the same thing, or if you've actually, if your card has been charged. My card hasn't been charged at all. Mine still says delayed. So maybe mine's delayed, but Shane's isn't, and other people's isn't. Let me know your thoughts, what's going on with yours, but it's a complete mess. Thanks for watching. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. Put the hashtag, put the word question, and then ask your question. We'll answer it tomorrow. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.